Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
Snow is falling right now in the Northeast, and it has made it to the beach. This is Wildwood, New Jersey, huh?
I know the saying snow on the pumpkin, but is there a snow on the beach ball saying?
Well, there is now.
Or frost on the pumpkin, snow on the beach.
Frost
ball.
protection. Right. Frost. Frog. Yeah, we got it. There is the first of 3 snowmakers we're tracking that will hit the East Coast, one of which is our newly named winter storm Iola. And thanks for watching this afternoon from Wildwood, Cape May, Atlantic City. We're glad to have you. It's snowing in South Jersey. I'm Dave Schwartz.
How's that with your saltwater taffy?
That's
I'm
what I'm
Alex
talking about.
Wilson. And, we've got the latest on Winter Storm Iola coming up. But our first concern is with the afternoon commute because we've got this system bringing a quick burst of snow. And while most people in the Northeast can handle it, it's come at a bad time. A lot of people on the roads, and it doesn't take a lot to trigger a crash.
And I think we just looked at downtown
I think
Philly.
we did. It's tough to see much of anything.
Yeah. South Philly, it's a mile visibility. Northeast Philly, it's still 9 miles. So the worst of it, the most dangerous, is in the southern half of the city.
Right, and we are looking at the commute around the Philadelphia area. Heavy, as you know, a lot of people are moving out there on the roads, but you want to take it a little easier. Maybe call whoever's at home prepping dinner and say, let it simmer. Put it on low. Don't want to burn it, but it might be a little longer than usual.
Right. But then the ramen noodle truck crashed. So that's another complication.
You're in big trouble.
Yeah. Jim Cantori's been following this. And Jim, you're geeking out about this next one, the Iola thing, huh?
Yeah. We finally have something to talk about. We really haven't had a big coastal storm, but both the models, the GFS model, the European model, really exploding a low pressure off the East Coast this Saturday, and it could have a high impact certainly on the I-95 corridor from D.C. on up toward Boston Saturday into Saturday night. Sunday it's over. Then, as you showed, Dave, the next clipper comes in, possibly snow from looks like snow from Chicago right into D.C. for Sunday and Monday. So let's talk about this big time difference, guys, in what we're seeing in Philly and what we're seeing across parts of Delaware and southern New Jersey. Much more intense snowfall. You can see it on the reflectivities here. We've actually got a couple of inches around Dover, and you guys showed the picture earlier of the snowpack roads. So, you may be farther east. Temperatures may not be all that different, but those snow intensities make all the difference in the world as to what the outcomes are on the road. They really do, and that's a great example of that. All right, as a matter of, where are we looking at here, Peyton? That's downtown Philly. Little foggy there. A little foggy, a little snowy in downtown Philly right now. Hey, look at this. Here's the visible image, and I want you to watch out tonight. Around D.C., across north central Virginia, back into West Virginia, some clearing skies here. So some pretty high leftover relative humidities. We're not going to dry out the roads. All right, so what we're going to see is potentially a setup here for some black ice tonight as we radiate like crazy once that sun goes down, and we'll see these temperatures drop below freezing, so please be extra careful. Snow falling, again, north of Amarillo in the Texas Panhandle, up around Taos and Santa Fe. La Junta's got about 6-7 inches on the ground. Nice little band of snow just kind of sitting here, tucked into the front range. We've still got 2 pieces of energy, and they're the same 2, by the way, guys, that are going to cause our big storm either off the East Coast or just off the East Coast come Saturday. So those storm tracks are going to pretty much bring a pretty good dose of snow to the I-25 and the I-45 or I-40 corridors as we work our way into the next 24 to 36 hours. So there's I-25. Some pretty heavy snow from Raton all the way down to Albuquerque, and then east toward Tucumcari and Amarillo could be about 5 to 8 inches. Just drive carefully, plan ahead, and realize you're going to go a little bit slower than you normally would on that track if it was dry. So here are those 2 pieces of energy. They're going to work their way tomorrow, again, across southern New Mexico and western Texas. This will bring the rain up into Dallas, by the way. I don't think we're going to have a problem with ice and snow in Dallas. We may, I don't know, change to snow at the end of this thing, but I don't think it's going to be long enough and it's going to be cold enough to really matter. But this energy is really incredible. I mean, the bottom side of this trough and the jet stream comes swinging around so fast that watch the whole orientation of this trough change. It goes from this northeast-southwest fashion to a northwest to southeast fashion. And, if you remember in severe weather season, Forbes talks about this kind of a transitioning upper low where it pretty much brings the cold pocket right over the warm sector, and you wind up with explosive storms and tornado genesis all over the place. So not the case here. What we're going to have is explosive low pressure at the surface, and unfortunately a lot of snow, I think, to come along with that. So let's take a look at this. Don't feel left out in the south. because there's a chance we could go rain to snow across Middle Tennessee and up into Kentucky. And some of this will accumulate as we get into the colder temperatures Friday night and on and towards Saturday morning. We still have snow showers. Even Asheville is in this as well. So don't feel left out if you're in the south. Saturday night, here goes our low pressure system making its way up toward Nova Scotia. Could be some very heavy snow. Boston, Hartford, Providence, New York City as well. At some point during the day on Saturday, this corridor from Boston, maybe even a little bit farther south than that, on down toward Philly, maybe even Baltimore, is going to be very heavy snow. And it's going to be for a few hours as the low passes on by. There is some pretty decent dynamics here with the low levels coming up into southern New England. Wouldn't be surprised at all to get some thunder snow around the Boston area, Providence as well, maybe even the Cape. Given the dynamics of this storm, and as this happens and this low pulls on out, we're going to have another clipper coming down through Chicago on Sunday as well. So we're just transitioning in and out of these things really quickly. So the European model brings us just either over or inside the benchmark. GFS brings it a little bit farther to the east, and really that makes all the difference in the world as to how much snow we're going to get. Some of these European totals I think are way too high given the speed of this. However, you know, if you snow for 3 inches an hour for about 6 hours, guess what? You wind up with 18 inches. So we'll see what happens. Here's the GFS solution. And isn't it amazing when you see a system that really is only about 100 miles apart or 150 miles apart, the difference in what you get certainly in snow totals, and that's what makes forecasting such an art up in this part of the world. Benchmark being 40 north, 70 west. That's where that is. That usually means a storm passing over that favors a Boston snow, one inside of it favors rain, one off to the east of it favors snow even on the Cape, and lesser amounts over the interior. So that's what we're going to be dealing with as meteorologists over the next 24 to 48 hours. This is our first stab at it here at the GFC at the Weather Channel, Friday through Saturday, really following a kind of a European track here and keeping a little bit more rain, certainly. So that would be a storm that goes either just inside the benchmark here. And notice the snow totals. This kind of makes sense for the speed of this system. 5 to 8 inches here in this kind of pink lavender color. I think to get 18, guys, we're going to really have to have a storm that slows down a little bit. This one, I think, Dave and Alex, is just going to move way too fast. But the takeaway is high impact. Baltimore, Philly, New York, Boston on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, James. It's been a while since we've seen significant snow on the East Coast. Now we take you from there to the southern high plains, Midland, Texas, Abilene, Texas, right on Interstate 20, which, by the way, merges with I-10 right here. That's why we have it ending. So it runs from the Davis Mountains all the way to Florence, South Carolina, Interstate 20, and it's going to become a problem. Now, the last couple of days in Abilene, Texas, it was sunny and warm. Right now, it is raining. And we're going to see that rain head into Dallas. In Abilene, it could mix with a little snow come Thursday night. In Dallas, it looks like it'll just be a cold rain. The rain moves across Louisiana into Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, off of Interstate 20. So this is where the frozen precip's going to be, north and west of Dallas, certainly west of the I-35 corridor here. So nothing but rain for San Antonio, Waco, Waxahachie, and Dallas, and Houston. Some heavy rain in there. Wintry weather, West Texas. Alex, back to you.
Dave, it's never too early to look ahead to the weekend and the chance for snowy scenes like this. This is Cleveland, Ohio earlier today, but along with the snow, we're tracking a big warm-up for the western half of the country. We'll have more details next.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, generally clear, low 66. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy skies, high 78. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, a few clouds, low 69. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Guess what day it is?
Hump day!
Hump day! It's hump day!
Hey, Mike! Mike!
Mike!
Guess what day it is? Hey, Camel! Guess what day it is?
It's not even Wednesday.
Let it go, Phil. If you're a camel, you put up with this all the time. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Okay.
Introducing a PM pain reliever that dares to work all the way until the AM. New Aleve PM, the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour strength of Aleve.
Sir, we're gonna need you on the runway.
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Do you take your eyes off the road when you get a phone call? Or when you take a turn, does your phone take a fall? Then you need the incredible Clever Grip by Bell & Howell. The new smartphone clip with a super strong grip. No more fumbling for your phone and looking away from the road. Clever Grip holds your phone at eye level without blocking your vision. And the 360-degree pivoting head rotates for easy viewing. Perfect for driving with GPS.
Take next left.
Streaming your music.
Hello?
Or hands-free calling.
I'm using my new Clever Grip.
Clever Grip fits any style air vent, and the spring-loaded clamp holds everything tight, from the smallest flip phones to the largest smartphone. Those other mounts obstruct your vision, are hard to reach, and eventually lose suction. They never hold. But Clever Grip mounts at the perfect height, just like your car's most important gauges. You get a clear view of the road and easy access to all your phone's functions. Even this heavy brick is no match for Clever Grip. It works with your favorite phone cases and those bulky battery packs. It's great for passengers watching videos. And Clever Grip goes from the car to the house. And now you have an instant stand in the palm of your hand. It's the ideal stand for people who travel. It's the portable clip with the amazing grip. Call and order your Clever Grip by Bell & Howell today for just $14.95. Available only through this special TV offer. But wait, if you call right now, we'll give you a second Clever Grip free. Just pay separate processing. Perfect for every driver in the family. We guarantee you'll love it or your money back. So don't delay. Get Clever Grip today.
To get your Clever Grip for only $14.95 and get a second one free, call 1-800-549-0620 or go to buyclevergrip.com. That's 1-800-549-0620. Order yours today.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Check out this new animation from NOAA. You're looking at the Arctic Circle, and the white color you see there is what's called old ice. Since 1987, though, you see that not only is the ice getting smaller, but what's there is not as old. Decades ago, the majority of the Arctic's winter ice pack was made up of thick, older ice, and today that's extremely rare. President Obama talked about the climate change research of both NOAA and NASA scientists in his State of the Union address last night. He called climate change the greatest threat to future generations.
2014 was the planet's warmest year on record. Now, one year doesn't make a trend, but this does. 14 of the 15 warmest years on record have all fallen in the first 15 years of this century. Now, I've heard some folks try to dodge the evidence by saying they're not scientists. that we don't have enough information to act. Well, I'm not a scientist either. But you know what? I know a lot of really good scientists at NASA and at NOAA and at our major universities. And the best scientists in the world are all telling us that our activities are changing the climate. And if we don't act forcefully, we'll continue to see rising oceans, longer, hotter heat waves, dangerous droughts and floods, and massive disruptions that can trigger greater migration and conflict and hunger around the globe. The Pentagon says that climate change poses immediate risks to our national security. We should act like it. And that's why over the past 6 years, we've done more than ever to combat climate change, from the way we produce energy to the way we use it. That's why we've set aside more public lands and waters than any administration in history. And that's why I will not let this Congress endanger the health of our children by turning back the clock on our efforts.
And we'll have more on President Obama's remarks on climate change throughout the week. But first, we've got to look with Dave at the 7-day forecast.
And as we consider your 7-day forecast, we've got to look at each one of these little disturbances in the flow. There's one, there's a minor one now in Pennsylvania, a couple of them off the west coast, as you can see here, and try to determine, okay, what are they going to do? Are they going to strengthen? Are they going to weaken? Will they dive southward? Will they miss us if it moves north of us? Well, if you live in San Francisco, you'll notice that all the storms here are going this way. Huh? All the storms are going that way. In the extended forecast, we think that some of this will end up coming northward into California, but at least not in the short term. So here we go, my friend. We got a big storm in New Mexico and Texas right now. It's producing rain in Albuquerque and snow up in the mountains. Snow in the I-25 corridor from the south side of Denver all the way down through the Springs and then into eastern New Mexico. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a big travel problem in that part of the country, I-20, I-25 in particular. Then the storm moves east on the very northern edge. There could be a little sleet or perhaps freezing rain. But otherwise, it's mostly rain once it leaves New Mexico and Texas. But as it encounters colder air in the northeast, that's when things get interesting. A coastal low forms. That means with low pressure here, the surface winds remain northerly. So it'll lock the cold air that's there in place. So Boston, New York, New Haven, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., a chance of snow. Then one of the storms that goes up into Canada and then down threatens the Midwest and East Coast. That's Sunday and Monday. Okay? Dallas warms up. Albuquerque warms up. Phoenix almost 80. There's our rain for California. We'll take that. And then Tuesday, well, we're just left with a cold northwest flow. Temperatures near average. Warmer than average, western United States. That, my friend, is your weekly planner. Hope you make your plans accordingly and check in with us because we'll be tweaking that forecast for perfection.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer, and our big Idaho potato truck is still missing. So my buddy here is going to help me find it. There we go! It's out there somewhere, spreading the word about America's favorite potato, heart-healthy Idaho potatoes, and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women campaign. If you see it, I hope you'll let us know. Always look for the Grown in Idaho seal.
So you're saying you're gonna give me my credit score for free, right? And then you're gonna ask me for my credit card so you can charge me on the down low. 2 weeks later, look. Credit Karma.
Oh, are you talking to websites again?
It's saying free credit score.
Credit Karma? Yeah, it's actually free. Look, you don't have to put in your credit card information. Credit Karma. Really free credit scores. Really free.
Fist bump.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Starting Monday, Jim Cantori joins Sam Champion and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, generally clear, low 66. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy skies, high 78. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, a few clouds, low 69. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. Ski Team.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Didn't you already do all this over there?
Just wait. Parties always end up in the kitchen.
Get more Pepsi and Tostitos with unbeatable prices. Backed by Savings Catcher. Walmart.
Watch. Nothing can stop Crizal No Glare lenses. Neither water, nor scratch, nor dirt or dust, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep your lenses from giving you the clearest vision possible. And Crizal has ESPF 25 to protect your eyes 25 times more from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal No Glare lenses. Live life in the clear. Ask for them at your eye care professional.
How do you make cancer a thing of the past? Well, you use the past. Huntsman Cancer Institute has combined 300 years of family histories with health records to discover inherited genes for melanoma, breast, colon, and ovarian cancers, so we can predict and treat cancer.
When it comes to Medicare, everyone talks about what happens when you turn 65. But really, it's what you do before that counts. See, Medicare doesn't cover everything, only about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is on you.
Consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance plans, it could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. So call now and request this free decision guide. Discover how an AARP Medicare Supplement plan could go long for you.
You want to choose your doctors. Avoid networks. What about referrals?
All plans like these let you visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, with no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So call now, request your free guide, and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans.
65 may get all the attention, but now is a good time to start thinking about how you want things to be.
Go long.
.com. There's no obligation, so call toll-free at 1-800-200-6120.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Winter weather update time, and I'm in the lab with Jim Cantore, starting with the snow in the south. This is our winter storm that, as we get into the weekend, will affect the Northeast.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. We haven't really seen one of these. that starts off here and then just kind of moves its way all the way through.
Curve right up there.
Slides its way off to the east.
Yeah.
So, we always talk about the Northeast because that's where the biggest bang for the buck is going to be. But you know what? If you live in Tennessee, in Kentucky, and Western North Carolina and Virginia, this is going to be your deal as well.
Yeah, you're going to all get in on it.
You're going to have impacts as well. But you can see the snow coming down north of Amarillo here. It's snowing up toward Taos. I was just looking at the cameras. Nice powder day. It's all over the trees.
Yeah, you said a few skiers out there as well. Taking advantage of it. They're not going to miss that.
Absolutely. So let's see, Alex, how this all transitions out in time. First of all, if you're a trucker, a lot of commerce moves on Interstate 25 and Interstate 40. You're going to have some snow-packed issues, especially tonight and tomorrow before this thing moves on. But as all this energy produces the snow over New Mexico and western Texas and Oklahoma and southeast Colorado, guess what? It's going to induce a surface low pressure system down here across the southeast Texas. So here's the energy. The two shall become one. The northern branch is going to kind of swing into this thing and really create quite a dynamic system. So if it's doing that aloft, it can do to the surface.
Right. When we watch these systems strengthen, you're going to feel those results, see those results.
You're going to see those results. So it doesn't do, the wave doesn't really do much till it gets to South Carolina. But once it gets here and this energy starts to swing offshore, that's when it goes kaboom. And Stu Ostra just tweeted out a fantastic graphic talking about the rate of drop in pressure that equals a bomb.
Right.
And both the GFS and the European are below that threshold.
So they're both agreeing that this will be
big time. Yeah, that it will be a big bomb. What we don't have agreement on is exactly where that track is. And if you've ever been a forecaster up and through here, a low pressure here versus a low pressure here versus a low pressure here makes all the difference in the world.
Makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Exactly as to precip type, how much, all of that.
You play with 50 to 100 miles and life gets interesting. So here's this very dynamic system, exploding surface low. This is what it looks like in the upper levels, by the way. And typically when we show you a lot of pinks and reds, that's a lot of spin in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's actually helping to create all that energy and dynamic pressure fall at the surface. So here's what happens in South Carolina. Just to give you an idea, this graph, I was just talking to Alex about the graph that Stu showed. This is the bombogenesis happening. Boom. Look
so we
at that.
started at 1,006 millibars, and then we're down to 972. So it just shows how quickly the pressures drop, and in return, how strong that storm gets.
And really, at this point, the event's over. So somewhere within this bombogenesis, given a perfect track, which would be one that impacts the Northeast, there are going to be some big-time, hefty snowfall totals coming out of this. All right? And they're going to come in a hurry. And some places may go from rain right to snow just like that. So a high impact event Saturday afternoon and Saturday night in those areas as this low comes out. And by the way, we don't want you to feel left out in eastern Canada because you're going to get hammered too. Another 20 millibars after it goes into the Gulf of Maine.
Canada's tough, eh?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, absolutely. So here you go. You got action in the south. Memphis, Nashville, a chance of snow. Paducah as well. All the weather services are talking about it there, and even central Tennessee. So get ready. It's going to happen on Friday, really Friday afternoon, Friday night. And then even more snow, Asheville up through Bristol, southern West Virginia. And then things get really fun. Especially on Saturday and then on to Saturday night. And really by Sunday morning, the whole event's over. But we'll start to focus on the next clipper coming down the pike. All right? This is what we're going for right now, 5 to 8. Given the speed of this, I like the forecast. Looks very similar to the NAM precip track, which brings the system out through here. But as that's going out, here comes the next system in the jet stream, dropping on down through Chicago. As it does, Alex, it looks like it's going to bring a band of snow. A lot colder air to work with, too, here. So we won't have rain to snow. This will be all snow, no question about it, working its way off the East Coast. And you can almost trace the snow exactly where we have the clipper. So if you're in that little track, you're going to get 1 to 4 inches of snow, possibly a little bit more.
There you have it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jim. And stay with us because coming up in just over 60 seconds, you ready to do this all over again?
Yeah, and you got to run, about 100 yards back in the studio?
I'll be out of breath. Watch this.
Poor thing.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 66. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy skies. High 78. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, a few clouds. low 69. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome to Weather Center Live. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We're covering 2 areas of active weather this afternoon in the Northeast. It's been so far so good for the evening commute, but we know things are really getting started now that it's 5 o'clock Eastern. We've got snow falling. In the Southwest, we've got a brand new storm, Iola. This one gets a name.
Yeah, it's got a name because of the winter storm watches.
Right, we've got
the
the
number
criteria.
of people who are going to be impacted. Right. First, let's take a live look at the beach.
Because that's what you think when you think of snow, right?
Yeah, let's go for a swim here.
But they're getting it.
Why does it say Wild Woods?
I don't know, because we always call it Wildwood.
It's Wildwood, New Jersey. Anyhow, is that a picture? Well, I think they picked up about an inch and a half here in Wildwood.
Looks good. The beach balls are covered and, not too far up the road. Seaside Heights, New Jersey. A place that Snooki and JWoww all made famous. They're in tanning beds today. They can't even with the snow at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, how about that? It's snowing in Atlantic City and
28 degrees.
Right, it's not a beach day unless you have your skis on.
That's right.
Well, everyone from the Mid-Atlantic to New England needs to pay attention to what's coming your way. Not that storm for New England, but there's more.
Right, we've got a parade of winter storms. 2 more chances will be coming for snow in the Northeast through Monday. So we want to send it over to Storm Tracker Jim Cantori with a look at those systems and the tracks.
By the way, Jim, I love your tie today. Isn't that beautiful?
It's great.
Bro,
it's fantastic.
What do you think of this outfit? I was taking a little slack earlier, because I look like something that should be on at Easter time versus now, but
it makes me think to the future, hope for spring. It gives me hope.
See that? Alex Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, your glass half full dose for today. All right, let's talk about what we got going on. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Let's talk about the South Jersey area, Dover, Atlantic City, looking at some more, just a few of these little bands have some heavier snow, some moderate snow. We've seen the snow-covered roads around the Dover area. Just about to come to an end, by the way. It stopped in Baltimore now. Notice the lightning offshore. You got to love that. And that's certainly one of the things we can see with the Clipper system where we can get a little bit more intense snowfall. See, speaking of lightning, look at this southwest of Albuquerque. Here comes that energy, that southern branch part of the energy, working its way from Arizona into New Mexico now. And so again tonight, things get wild and crazy across the Interstate 40 corridor. Keep that in mind if you're a trucker moving big commerce. That's the last thing you want to deal with, I'm sure, slipping and sliding on what is probably a couple of 100 miles plus a road here going from Amarillo all the way over to Albuquerque. As you can see, we're in the 5 to 8 inch area, maybe even a few more in spots, especially if some of those banding features develop. So here's the upper energy. It makes its way on off toward the east, actually combines. When things phase in the jet stream, sometimes they can have some pretty impactful results in terms of what happens at the surface of the earth. And in this case, we're going to see low pressure work its way from Texas through South Carolina and up the East Coast as this trough in the upper levels, which is what we're showing you, and its associated spin and lift works its way through the southeast and off the East Coast. So you'll notice the orientation of that trough changes quite a bit. It goes from northeast to southwest all the way over into northwest to southeast. And that usually takes a good bit of energy to do that. And certainly that's being resulted at the surface of the earth in terms of the low pressure field. By the way, this is the next Clipper that's going to give Chicago snow on Sunday and possibly D.C. snow again as we work our way into Monday morning. So as that jet stream changes its configuration, as we see these two energies impact, look at what happens at the surface. So I was showing you about 17,000 feet up or so. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here near the surface. 1,006. Whenever you see the pressure drop rapidly, you start thinking, wow, is this what's considered a meteorological bomb? 24 hours, or I should say 24 millibars in 24 hours? Yes. So that checks off. And it's not done, by the way. Even though the storm main impacts will be done in the Northeast, the storm's not done bombing out. It's still going down to 956 millibars. Think about that. What's the tropical system at 956 millibars? It could be anything from believe it or not, Cat 3 to even a Category 4 hurricane in some cases. So that's a pretty low pressure. But in this case, we're talking about a winter storm. So here we go. Iola, as we work our way in toward Friday, don't feel left out if you're in the south. We will see some rain changing on over to snow. I think the main impacts will be Friday night for parts of Middle Tennessee, Eastern Tennessee, Kentucky, as the colder air also works in. And really, it'll all depend on how intense the snowfall is. If we get into, all of a sudden a ½ inch an hour across Middle Tennessee, yeah, we're going to have some problems on the roads. You don't have the sun anymore heating the roads. It's coming down heavily enough, and especially if they aren't plowed or treated with salt, you are going to slip and slide. By the time Saturday morning rolls around, we will see a ribbon of snow working its way up through the megalopolis, and as it does, we could easily get in. Because remember, at this point, you've got this low pressure system bombing out and through here, and if it follows a favorable track, which we're still watching, if it's too far east or too far inland, it's going to be a whole different scenario here. But if it follows a favorable track for snow, look for very intense snowfall rates, at least for a few hours on Saturday and Saturday evening across the I-95 corridor, and this will include the cities. All right? A storm that will include the cities in terms of snow. So Alex and Dave, our first nor'easter, true nor'easter of the season, potentially coming your way Saturday.
And they say game on. So we're going to continue to watch that. But, I want to talk to you about roads because it really only takes one accident to slow down commute. And the snow is falling out there. So that's going to make it a little bit more tricky for that drive home. This area, Delaware 1 at Delaware 10, it's about 10 miles south of Dover, Delaware. So you're looking at some cars out there on the roads, actually pretty sparse for just after 5 o'clock. All right, so you're driving in your car. You've got the snow coming down. How long does it take you to stop, though? Average braking distance at 70 miles an hour. When it's dry, it's going to take me 234 feet. Snowy, almost 550 feet. But when it's icy, over 1,000 feet. That's how long it takes me to stop. When you've got heavy snow bands, that's going to reduce visibility. So what happens is, in a lot of times, or a lot of cases, when you see the object in front of you that requires stopping, you're already beyond that passing or that minimum braking distance. So you're already going to be too far or too close, I would say. It doesn't matter. If you start braking, you're still going to hit it. So you got to be careful out there on the roads. New York, you've got light snow late, a temperature near 32 degrees for your drive or for your drives later this evening. In Philadelphia, we've seen the snow now, light to moderate through that evening commute with a temperature near 32 degrees. And should we check in 1 minute more, City? Yeah, Baltimore, you had the snow earlier. That is wrapping up. Temperature near 30, so black ice issues could be a problem. We'll be right back.
Why do we do it? Why do we spend every waking moment thinking about people? Why are we so committed to keeping you connected? Why combine performance with efficiency? Why innovate for a future without accidents? Why do any of it? Why do all of it? Because if it matters to you, it's everything to us. The XC60 crossover from Volvo. Lease the well-equipped Volvo XC60 today. Visit your local Volvo showroom for details.
Who wants pizza rolls? This game day, fun harder with Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Apples are good. As Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Why do you want to shop Walmart's new selection of stylish frames? Because you need a surprisingly low price to match that surprising new look.
Oh, sorry. My ringtone.
The new frames and new styles you want are at the Walmart Vision Center, starting at $58. Walmart.
I have the flu with a runny nose. Better take something.
Theraflu Severe Cold won't treat your runny nose.
Really?
Alka-Seltzer Severe Cold and Flu relieves your worst flu symptoms plus runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Thrilled to have Jim Cantore on the show. He's been through like 80 tropical systems.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantore joins Sam Champion and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ starting Monday.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 66. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy. Thursday night, a few clouds. Low 69. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Your eyes really are unique.
In fact, they depend on a unique set of nutrients. That's why there's Ocuvite, to help protect your eye health.
As you age, your eyes can lose vital nutrients. Ocuvite helps replenish key eye nutrients. Ocuvite is a vitamin made just for your eyes from the eye care experts at Bausch & Lomb. Ocuvite has a unique formula that's just not found in any leading multivitamin.
Your eyes are unique.
So help protect your eye health with Ocuvite.
For most people, earning cash back ends here at the purchase. But there's a new card in town. Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It lets you earn cash back when you buy and again as you pay. That's cash back twice. It's cash back with a side of cash back. The Citi Double Cash Card, the only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase, with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
A live look at Santa Fe, New Mexico, and as if it isn't beautiful already.
Right?
Then to add a little blanket of snow. Winter Storm Iola is still developing this afternoon, but will have a big impact on travel for millions.
And we want to focus on Interstate 40. This is 5 o'clock Central Time, and notice Amarillo out into eastern sections of New Mexico. It's a wintry mix with snow closer to Albuquerque and rain around the Oklahoma City area, but not right in the city.
And it's going to be in between Albuquerque and Oklahoma City, where the frozen stuff's going to be the worst for travelers.
Yeah, this is 9 o'clock, and you can see western Oklahoma. We've got some of that wintry mix. Really all snow from Albuquerque to Amarillo, even as we head into the overnight hours and early tomorrow morning.
So there you go, 40 getting worse and worse from west to east as this storm moves in. As that storm moves over Albuquerque, we could have some heavy snow, bursts of snow tonight.
Right, reduced visibility is definitely a good bet. Now, by tomorrow, things quiet down around Oklahoma City. Could see a wintry mix early, but even tomorrow afternoon, still between Albuquerque and Amarillo, you could have some snow showers, and here's your snowfall through Thursday morning.
Yeah, not only I-40, but also I-20 in West Texas, too. So heads up.
All right, so let's show you what's happening out there right now on the radar. We've got temperatures and a look at the radar with snow showers coming down into parts of northeastern New Mexico, the Oklahoma, the Texas panhandles. You have some snow, and even parts of Colorado dealing with some of that snow as well. As far as the rain shower action, that's off towards the south of Amarillo. You have begun to see that changeover between rain and snow, and now it's snow for you. Last hour you had the rain further off to the south of Amarillo, though still rain showers. There's the rest of Texas, where we've got rain from really east of Abilene to east of San Angelo and further off towards the south as well. Austin, you've seen a few showers in the area, and people in West Texas have really gone through 2 seasons in 2 days. We've seen spring-like temperatures yesterday, and then winter is back, and back in a big way today with that snow coming down. So let's talk about those temperature changes. Yesterday in Fort Stockton, you were at 73 degrees. Now at 6 o'clock today, 47. By 11 o'clock tomorrow, you are going to be in the upper 20s. San Antonio, 82 was your high yesterday with sunshine. You've got clouds and 58 degrees on tap for dinner time today. By the overnight hours, those temps will be dropping through the 50s. And by 11 o'clock tomorrow evening, Dave, 40 will be the temp in San Antonio.
That's life in the plains, man. It could turn on a dime, you know. Here in Texas, quite often they get these cold shots. blue northers, they call them. That temperature could drop 30 degrees in 2 hours. Awesome. Here comes our storm, the nerve center of it, the curlicue. This is the vorticity center of it, the upper level low. And notice we've got some thunder showers developing out here in west central parts of New Mexico, and El Paso reports lightning in the distance. So heads up here. All right, we've got thunder showers there. We've got light rain under this shield of gray. And then we have the snow as we head up toward Dalhart, Texas. You've got a couple inches on the ground. It's still snowing, temperature at freezing. Northeast of New Mexico, also snow. And in Albuquerque, it's raining. But as this upper low gets closer to us, that rain's going to change to snow, maybe snow with lightning, especially south of Albuquerque. So it is happening here, my friend. Houston gets wet tonight through tomorrow. Some of that rain will be heavy, and then it turns windy tomorrow afternoon and cold as the temperatures fall into the 40s. Ugh. This nasty weather moves into Louisiana, Mississippi, right over into Alabama, and eventually Georgia and Florida. Near the Gulf Coast, there'll be very heavy rain. We expect lighter rain out here, Birmingham over to Atlanta and Gainesville, with a stripe of maybe a little wet snow out here in the Mid-South. So some active weather, and this storm is not done with us yet. Alex, back to you.
Nope, it will transform into a nor'easter over the weekend. It's one of 3 winter storms we're tracking. And look what's in the future for the Boston area. You've got snow, maybe a little bit of rain with Iola Saturday, and then another storm on Monday. We'll talk more after your local on the 8s.
I'm Louie, and I quit smoking with Chantix. I told myself for so long that I needed to quit smoking. I would quit, and then I'd go right back to it. Chantix absolutely helped me quit smoking.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
Chantix helped reduce my urge to smoke.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. Some people had seizures while taking Chantix. If you have any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health problems, which could get worse while taking Chantix, or history of seizures. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you develop these, stop Chantix and see your doctor right away, as some can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have a history of heart or blood vessel problems or develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. Common side effects include nausea, trouble sleeping, and unusual dreams.
I'm not worried about smoking my next cigarette. To me, that feels great.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you.
At Ancestry, we call it a hint. Simply type in a name and follow the Ancestry leaf far into your family's past. A past filled with stories that intrigue and inspire. And in doing so, reveal the one unique, improbable, and completely remarkable path that led to you. Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com.
Apples are good. As Strongbow Hard Cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Fiber One now makes cookies. Find them in the cookie aisle.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
I am the luckiest woman in the world because I was one of the first people to sail on Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line's beautiful Grand Celebration, the newest and best cruise to the Bahamas. With 2 fun-filled nights on the ship, a spectacular day in the Bahamas, and prices from just $149, you can get lucky too. Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100. And let the fun begin.
Have you suddenly noticed bags, wrinkles, or dark circles under your eyes? Make a sudden change in mere minutes. Sudden Change Under Eye Serum with skin-firming ingredients smooths it all away. Make a sudden change in mere minutes.
When it comes to probiotics, the more the merrier. More balance, more happiness, more good digestive health. Ultimate Flora has 30 billion probiotic cultures to restore your body's inner peace. So get more with Ultimate Flora from Renew Life.
OnDeck.com and find out. There's no obligation, and you can receive a decision in minutes. Visit us online at OnDeck.com today. Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 66. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed, high 78. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, a few clouds, low 69. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thank you so much for sticking with us here on Weather Center Live. We are looking at snow in the Northeast. This is the evening commute in Allentown, PA. Hi, Dad. My mom just said my dad's driving home. Roads aren't too bad in the area. You can see, for the most part, these are wet with snow on the shoulder or on the side of the road. But with all the traffic, it is melting things. Now, we'll have to watch for some black ice issues as we head into the later evening and overnight hours. And even now on those lesser traveled roadways with those cooler temperatures, bridges and overpasses are going to be the spots to watch. We've got snow now falling generally through eastern PA, southeast PA especially, South Jersey, and then bits of Delaware and Maryland as well, or a good chunk of Delaware, just a bit of Maryland. We've got some thunderstorms out over the Atlantic, and our weather producer Sean did say to mention this. Out in central Ohio could bring you some low visibilities, could see some quick heavy bursts of snow, so evening commute could be a little troublesome there as well. We've seen some light snow falling back around State College and up into the Williamsport area, as well as northeastern PA. Down into South Jersey and Delaware, it's been snow as well as a mix. Ocean City, Delaware, though, you have rain falling. It's snow in Coatesville and Philly, also up towards Allentown. And Winter Storm Iola is going to be heading to this part of the country as we get into the end of the week and weekend. So we've got that low pressure. It'll be moving up the coast. Where exactly it goes, though, still a bit uncertain at this point. So we're going to watch that track. We'll continue to watch the models and really focus in, hone on that track. Near freezing temperatures will be along the coast, below freezing to the north. So we've got some cold air in play. Here's our best guess as of now. Friday night, we've got the rain along parts of the southeast, rain and snow where you see the pink, and then the snow where you have the blue. Now by Saturday, here's our forecast. Snow anywhere you see the blue, so the mountains of West Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, even a bit of Kentucky and Kentucky gets in on that. Also up into the northeast, snow and rain mixed where you see the pink. And then by Saturday night, we're going to be watching this area closely into parts of New England, say from Connecticut up through Boston and into Maine for the potential for some heavy snow. We're going to watch that. Then there's going to be another system, Dave. You've got more on that third system.
That's right. This is not the forecast for tonight for Philadelphia. This is the forecast for Sunday night in Philadelphia. A mix of rain and snow, probably changing over to snow and then ending on Monday. There is another storm out there. Where is it? It's off the map. It's in Siberia. We expect that to take the track of all these other storms. Down, up, down, up. Now, this is a northern branch system, as opposed to what's coming out of Texas and New Mexico now. This is going to be coming from this direction, so it's not going to be infused with moisture from the tropics. But still, it's going to bring some more snow. It's going to bring wind. It's a clipper. There it is, Saturday through Monday, just north of that track. We could have maybe 3 to 5 inches, depending on how strong this thing is. So heads up from Manitoba to Green Bay to Milwaukee and Madison, Chicago, South Bend, Detroit again, Columbus. This is Sunday now, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and then eventually back into the city of brotherly snow. Alex?
I guess some people there would like the name, others say no, let's keep it as is. Well, we've got that newly named winter storm, Iola, producing this snow near Clayton, New Mexico. We're going to show you how long the snow will last, and we'll also talk more about that snow heading to Arkansas, Kentucky, and the Northeast. Stay with us. Your Local on the 8th next.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger. Warning.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
Danger.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Great, another wedding. Then I'm a bridesmaid in 3.
Oh.
It's okay. I've joined 14 online dating sites.
14? Is one of them eHarmony?
I don't have time for all those eHarmony questions.
Beth, do you want fast or forever? Only eHarmony.com takes the time to find you that perfect someone.
Another invite. Oh, and here's the dress.
eHarmony.com. Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today.
The adventures you've been imagining. The heroes you've been admiring. The worlds you've been dreaming of. The thrills you've been craving. The moments you've been missing. The vacation you've been looking for is here. Come and take it. Universal Orlando Resort.
Watch. Nothing can stop Crizal No Glare lenses. Neither water, nor scratch, nor dirt or dust, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep your lenses from giving you the clearest vision possible. And Crizal has ESPF 25 to protect your eyes 25 times more from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal No Glare lenses. Live life in the clear. Ask for them at your eye care professional.
Introducing Aleve PM, the PM pain reliever that dares to work all the way until the AM. New Aleve PM. It's the first to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour strength of Aleve for pain relief that can last all the way until morning. New Aleve PM for a better AM.
Even if it's your last one, always share the softness of Kleenex tissues and share your Kleenex Care story at KleenexCare.com.
Every day, Bill had a choice. He could do the same old boring things, or he could start speaking a new language with Rosetta Stone.
Je t'aime.
The fastest way to learn a language,
Très bien.
guaranteed. Right now, you have the same choice. You could let time pass you by, or you could seize the day. Experience the new Rosetta Stone. Call now for a free demo at 1-800-ROSETTA.
Mondays at 9, the Weather Channel unearths the investigation.
This was a totally preventable accident.
The mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
And the final moments.
In 1 second, their fellow passengers were sitting there. A second later, they were gone.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 66. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed, high 78. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, a few clouds, low 69. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Well, we continue to track snow falling right now in the Northeast. This is the boardwalk in Seaside Heights, New Jersey on the central Jersey coast. This is the first of 3 snowmakers we're tracking for the East Coast, one of which is our newly named winter storm.
Funny to see snow on the boardwalk. You know, it's not even that rare, but when you look at it, you think of shorts and saltwater taffy and swimsuits, and nope, not today.
I know.
None of that.
It's kind of an eerie sight.
Yeah, it is. The empty boardwalk, snow covered.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching this afternoon. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. And so far, so good with the evening commute from D.C. up to the Jersey Shore, because we have been checking with state DOT officials. They tell us no major traffic problems, so that's some good news.
And just your typical trouble, you know, due to heavy volume for the most part.
Conshohocken Curve.
The Conshohocken Curve,
You know that
the
one.
Schuylkill, the Schuylkill Crawlway in Philadelphia, right? Well, one city that's done with the snow is Washington, D.C. Here's a live look at it as we take a look outside. And we have a light breeze. I'm hoping that's going to dry off the roads here.
Hopefully.
We're 36 degrees, and we're probably going to drop below freezing.
Yeah,
So-
as you get outside the city around some of those lesser used roads, or even just some of the more rural areas around D.C., you know how the temperature can quickly drop off in some of those parts of northern Virginia or Maryland.
Yeah, bridges and overpasses especially. The northeast part of the country is in line for just a parade of winter systems, one snowmaker right after the next.
And Storm Tracker Jim Cantori joins us from the lab because he's got to tell us what to expect. Hey, Jim.
Yeah, and of course, it's all the little things, right, guys? Devil's in the details here. Let's talk about the system we're dealing with now in New Jersey that's moved through D.C. and Baltimore, as you mentioned, and what may actually follow that, maybe even tonight, believe it or not. Here's the Toms River area. You guys were showing Seaside right in through here, so you can still see it snowing. A little bit more detail, certainly, to the reflectivity right in here. That's why they have your snowbursts, and that's why the coating on the ground. But a nice coating of snow all the way down to Delaware, where even on some of the roads it has made things a little bit slippery. So be careful there. Snow just about coming to an end now at Reading and Wilmington. You can see the back edge of that precip. Now, what's that little thing? Well, that's the upper low itself, and that is actually driving its way to the east. And I was just looking at one of the RPM models, the latest, actually the 18Z, the 2 o'clock RPM model, and it keeps the snow going south of Pittsburgh and through here and over the hills. So be careful tonight if you're traveling in northern West Virginia, Garrett County, Maryland. It may wash out by the time it gets to Baltimore and Washington. But in the meantime, you'll notice on the visible imagery before the sun goes down, we got a nice little slot of clearing in through here. So sun's down now, radiational cooling, roads are still wet because we're not drying out those road surfaces. Watch out for black ice in and west of D.C. All right, we've changed over to snow in Amarillo. You can see that snow area is sinking on down to the south now. The dynamics from the upper system that's in Arizona starting to make for some pretty intense snowfall, actually, in some of these bands here across parts of northern Texas. And it only gets worse before it gets better. So tonight, some tricky travel. We're going to watch this I-40 corridor light up from Pampa back through Tucumcari and all the way into the Albuquerque area. So a lot of commerce driving along that interstate, for example. You will have to slow down. Even Interstate 25 coming down from Raton into northern New Mexico as well. So please be careful. Now, what happens after that? That energy combines with another system in the northern branch of the jet stream. This is the cold part of this, and really starts to ripple off toward the east. Now, this is the upper level, so we're looking here up around anywhere from 15, 20,000 feet or so. But at the surface, you'll actually find a surface low that develops here in the western Gulf, and this is going to travel all the way across southern Georgia and South Carolina. But there is, I was just looking at some of the water temperatures out over the Gulf Stream here. It's still in the low to mid 70s over the Gulf Stream. That's amazing. So when you bring energy like this, or lift, over that, not surprising, you could actually take a low pressure and really have it develop or deepen pretty rapidly. That's going to allow that air to evacuate aloft and allow the air at the surface to come together. So get ready for a wild ride in terms of the atmosphere. Here is the system on Saturday. It'll be moving its way up into southeastern Canada and the Maritimes. Here comes the next clipper that will coach Chicago on Sunday and possibly D.C. on Monday with more snow. We'll talk with Alex about that during the winter weather update. Here are the details, though, on Friday. For the south, look for rain to change to snow, perhaps a problem after the sun goes down, and in some of those intense bands across Kentucky, Tennessee, western North Carolina into West Virginia. During the day on Saturday, it's a wild ride from Boston down through Baltimore, as we will have intense snowfall rates as well. Very windy conditions along the coastline. I'll tell you, if we had a big high pressure to the north combined with our low, we would easily be in blizzard across this entire area. That's not the case here, but this will be a quick, hard-hitting snowfall. 5 to 8 inches is what we're going for right now. And of course, it looks like the track from both the European and the GFS, they're similar enough that we will deal with snow. All right, we're not worried about a big rain-out event. We're not worried about a big icing event out of this at all. It doesn't look like that. But the big question is, where does this exactly track, and how much snowfall does it bring across interior New England and across the megalopolis? So you'll notice the GFS track is much, much farther east than the European by about a couple of 100 miles. Both of these, though, are close enough to the benchmark that we think that there'll be mostly snow for Boston. South of Boston will be rain. If the Europe solution comes in a little bit different and stays west, if the GFS solution comes a little bit west, that's the detail we're going to see over the next few model runs before we get to the actual event time. We always talk about the benchmark, which is 40 north, 70 west, I should say, and where that low goes in terms of that makes all the difference in the world as to what precipitation type you wind up with in Boston. Now, typically, a low in this part of the benchmark is rain. A low either right over or just to the east is a snow situation for Boston. Obviously, one that's even farther to the east means everybody gets hosed, but maybe a little bit of snow on the Cape. And that's what we're going to watch out for. It's amazing. 100 miles just makes all the difference in the world with low track and what kind of precip you wind up with along that I-95 corridor. Right now, here's our official GFC forecast. Very similar to what the NAM is actually showing. I actually like the NAM solution. 5 to 8 inches, given the speed of this thing. But unfortunately, what we may see, guys, is a very high-impact event during a few hours on Saturday from Baltimore up toward Boston, where we could have some pretty intense snowfall rates, over 2 inches an hour, maybe some thunder and lightning, along with the snow across southern New England. Dave, back to you.
Thanks, Jim. Of course, we have a lot better idea of what's going to be happening here in the southern plains because the storm is already developed. And we see what the temperature profiles are and where the moisture is and where the storm's coming from. We're expecting the green and the pink and the red to expand across the state of Texas. Now, here we are this afternoon. Some light rain's been falling in Abilene and San Angelo, for example. And then a mix of rain and snow up here in the Panhandle with a mixed bag back into New Mexico. As we work our way through 1 o'clock tonight, we expect the rain to expand to start in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and it'll only be rain. Don't worry about anything else. Midland, very close to perhaps mixing with or changing to snow tonight. Dallas, we could end up mixing with a little bit of snow tomorrow evening as the storm itself moves out of the state of Texas. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's at 6 o'clock. So up toward Denison, there could be some snow. So heads up for that. Then our storm moves on I-20 east, Shreveport, I-10, New Orleans. Everybody gets in on it as it leaves the state of Texas Friday night and heads into the southeast. So that's a look at travel across the state of Texas. West Texas and the Panhandle, the worst conditions tonight and tomorrow. Alex, back to you.
Thank you, David. It's Wednesday, so never too early to look ahead to the weekend and look ahead to the chance for snowy scenes like this. This is Cleveland earlier today, but along with the snow, we do have a warm up for the western half of the country. Your 7-day is next.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under fair skies. tonight. Clear to partly cloudy, low 66. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 78. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, a few clouds. Low 69. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
What are you doing? There's no dip in that bowl.
They're Pringles tortillas. They're so good they don't need dip.
Can I have some from your bowl?
Please. Not bad, right?
I think I'll have some more.
It's a double dip. You double dipped.
Pringles tortillas, so good you don't dip them, you air dip them.
Pringles!
Ring ring.
Progresso.
It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow-simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself. Why do you want to shop Walmart's new selection of stylish frames? Because you need a surprisingly low price to match that surprising new look.
Oh, sorry. My ringtone.
The new frames and new styles you want are at the Walmart Vision Center, starting at $58. Walmart.
These little doggies are great.
Come here, little doggy. Sit. How cool is that?
Not at all. What are you doing?
I'm training my little doggy.
Watch this. Get in my belly.
How could you?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggy starting at $1.29. This is how you Sonic.
Your eyes really are unique.
In fact, they depend on a unique set of nutrients. That's why there's Ocuvite, to help protect your eye health.
As you age, your eyes can lose vital nutrients. Ocuvite helps replenish key eye nutrients. Ocuvite is a vitamin made just for your eyes from the eye care experts at Bausch & Lomb. Ocuvite has a unique formula that's just not found in any leading multivitamin.
Your eyes are unique.
So help protect your eye health with Ocuvite.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that former pro football player Ickey Woods will celebrate almost anything?
Number 44. Woo! 44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts.
Woo! Give me some!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
44, ladies, that's me! Woo! Gonna get some cold cuts today.
Zantac heartburn alert. Stop. Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Attention, hip replacement recipients. If you had metal-on-metal hip replacement and suffered serious injuries or revision surgery, you may be entitled to a cash award. DePuy ASR and Stryker Rejuvenate and other hip replacement devices have been under FDA review. The FDA is aware of failures and dangers of all metal hip replacements and has raised concerns about high metal concentration in patients. Common injuries include early failure of the device, metal blood poisoning, bone fracture, dislocation, tissue damage from metal debris, and hip pain. If you had a DePuy ASR, Stryker Rejuvenate, or other metal-on-metal hip replacement implant and suffered serious injury or revision surgery, you may be entitled to a cash award. Time is limited. Call the number on your screen if you suffered serious injuries or revision surgery from your metal-on-metal hip replacement implant.
Call 1-855-262-8439 now. That's 1-855-262-8439.
Check out this new animation from NOAA. You're looking at the Arctic Circle, and the white color you see there is what NOAA calls old ice. Since 1987, you see that not only is the ice getting smaller, but what's there isn't as old. Decades ago, the majority of the Arctic's winter ice pack was made up of thick, older ice, and today that's extremely rare. President Obama talked about the climate change research of both NOAA and NASA scientists in his State of the Union address last night. He called climate change the greatest threat to future generations. Take a listen.
2014 was the planet's warmest year on record. Now, one year doesn't make a trend, but this does. 14 of the 15 warmest years on record have all fallen in the first 15 years of this century. I've heard some folks try to dodge the evidence by saying they're not scientists, that we don't have enough information to act. Well, I'm not a scientist either. But you know what? I know a lot of really good scientists at NASA and at NOAA and at our major universities. And the best scientists in the world are all telling us that our activities are changing the climate. And if we don't act forcefully, we'll continue to see rising oceans, longer, hotter heat waves, dangerous droughts and floods, and massive disruptions that can trigger greater migration and conflict and hunger around the globe. The Pentagon says that climate change poses immediate risks to our national security. We should act like it. And that's why over the past 6 years, we've done more than ever to combat climate change, from the way we produce energy to the way we use it. That's why we've set aside more public lands and waters than any administration in history. And that's why I will not let this Congress endanger the health of our children by turning back the clock on our efforts.
We will have more on President Obama's remarks on climate change throughout the week. But first, we got to get a look at the next 7 days. Dave, has you covered that.
You know, speaking of climate change and that wind turbine, you know, we have one in New York now. 160 feet high. It's in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. A wind turbine generates some energy that's usable. Hey, here is a map of the United States superimposed on planet Earth, a water vapor sensitive image showing storminess off the East Coast and still on the East Coast to some degree. Our developing Iola, more coming up here at, 7 minutes from now. Jim Cantori will be here with Alex talking about this storm and the future it has for us. And then more storms off the West Coast. Now, here's how that's all going to play into our forecast as we head toward the weekend. Tomorrow, the light snow that we have now in Princeton, New Jersey, and maybe some flurries tonight in New York City, that would be it, goes. A little rain in the Pacific Northwest. Otherwise, it's this, Iola. Winter storm Iola, bringing a cold rain to Dallas. That temperature is just going to hang out there all day long. Near 40 with rain. Ugh. Work your way west, you get deeper into the colder air and a chance of frozen precip. It's snowing right now in Amarillo. Snowing in Santa Fe. Will be snowing in Albuquerque in another hour or two. Right now we got some rain there. Atlanta gets in on the Dallas weather on Friday. Low 40s with rain, steady temperatures. Then Dallas begins to warm up on Friday. Maybe we see a little sunshine. Look at this. This is rain or snow in the northwest edge. Nashville could get close to that line. Then that storm heads up the East Coast, and look at the temperature forecasts. Boston and New York City. Where will the rain-snow line be? Huh? Okay, this could be heavy snow for I-95. Then that storm is over. Another storm from Canada drops into the United States. Light snow for Minneapolis, Chicago, Pittsburgh on Sunday, headed toward the East Coast on Monday. 3 to 5 in some spots, maybe even more than that here in the central Appalachians. The Southwest, warm. 79 here in Phoenix. Chance of showers in Southern California. We need that badly. Another clipper from Canada means more snow for Wausau, Wisconsin, and Holton Lake, Michigan. Aside from that, we're looking good. Cold Midwest next Wednesday and Northeast. Wet West Coast for a change. Alex, back to you.
Thank you, Dave. Plenty of snow in the forecast. This video sent in to us by Chris in Endicott, New York, and he's going to get the chance to shoot some more this week. Jim Cantori walks us through a parade of winter systems. That forecast is next.
So we've had a Tempur-Pedic for a while, but now that we have the adjustable base, it's even better.
I'm go up.
When I put my feet up on this bed, my stress just goes away.
Visit your local retailer and discover how Tempur-Pedic can move you.
What if your morning routine weren't so routine? Try one-a-day Vita Craves Chewy Bites.
Complete multivitamins with nutrients like B vitamins and vitamin D in chocolatey flavors. $2 off at oneaday.com.
Hold